Members,
Mr.
the
Chair?
question is
Mr.
that
Chair?
clauses 2, 3 and 4 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those of that opinion will say aye. Those against will say no. The ayes have it. I will report this bill without amendment presently. Members.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Tim McIndoe.
Could I just make the point, Mr. Chair, that you've just put the question when not a single national member who has spoken, despite the fact that several national members were seeking the call.
Well,
not too slow, because they've sought the call before and been overturned.
I take the member's point. However, the question has been put. The debate was becoming repetitious. I take the point that the national members didn't receive a call. I take it they're not upset that the matter has now moved on, and we're now about to debate the Environmental Reporting Bill.
I just
Dr.
note that you put that parts 2, 3 and 4 of this bill, but there are clauses 2, 3 and 4, but there's actually an additional 3 clauses of the bill, of 5, 6 and 7. So I'm just wondering what the Chair's intention is to do with those parts, with those clauses of the bill.
Point.
Maybe a National Party member might like to take a call on one of those clauses.
The member makes an excellent point. Members, the question is that clause 2 stand part.
Point of order.
I'm seeking a call on clause 5.
I'm sorry, the question is that clause 2 stand part. All those in favour will say aye.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, could I ask you to explain to this House, when there are members on all sides of the House seeking the call, why you are shutting down the debate, particularly when no government member has had a chance to speak? Point, Mr. Chair, that there was agreement between the parties as to how this debate would be dealt with, and we are within the time frame, and all members expected that the time frame would be observed.
I will take the member's point. I will, if a member from the government seeks a call, I call Scott Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'll remind the member seeking the call that we're looking for
Point of order,
novel,
Mr. Speaker.
new and creative contributions to the debate.
Point of order, Mr.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Just seeking a clarification as to procedure, sir. Unanimous as we are with the government whip on the matter, that we are within the bounds of the time that had been informally agreed for this debate, and therefore, in principle, welcoming the opportunity for government members to make a contribution to the debate. Nonetheless, your previous ruling, sir, was that you had already put the question on clauses 2, 3 and 4, and my good colleague Dr. Megan Woods had noted that clauses 5, 6 and 7 were still available for debate. And so I wondered whether your intention was in fact to carry out the vote that you had put and then to open up debate leniently on the remaining clauses.
Point of order.
I'll accept one point of order. I'll accept the point of order from Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and in order to try and be helpful, sir, I recognise that this puts you in a very awkward position as the chair. It is unusual for a whip to challenge the decision of the chair, particularly when the motion has been put. I find that I worry that that actually might set a precedent, and maybe a way forward might well be if someone sought leave for an extra call to be given at this point in time, setting aside what is normal rules and convention as standing orders, that would do it without the embarrassment of a senior whip being seen to be challenging the authority of the chair in such a manner.
Speaking to the point of order, we're dealing with the point of order. Mr. Chair,
Tim
could
McIndoe.
I just make the point that I quite deliberately did not challenge the Chair's ruling. I used the word, may I draw to your attention that this had occurred, because I wasn't seeking to challenge your ruling so much as to express surprise that the question had been put before government members had taken a call. I believe that the Honourable David Cunliffe has correctly discussed the position that we are now in, and I wonder whether, with the agreement of the House, we might seek leave.
Sorry, I can inform the House that I've taken advice. I am obviously the author of my own rather public nest. which isn't as tidy as it was when we started at 7:30 this evening. I've put those clauses in error as clauses 2, 3 and 4. Having moved to the vote, I now need to do that. So my advice is that I need to put that clause 2 stand part and then move through to clause 3 and clause 4.
Point of order. The first is to correct my earlier point of order where I indicated, and it was supported by the government whip, that in the event that there was clauses 5, 6 and 7, we could treat them separately from 2, 3 and 4. On closer inspection, however, they are sub-clauses of clause 4, so cannot be put separately. Sir, the advice that we have received is that it may be possible by leave, with your willingness to look leniently at the process, and in view of your comment about the nest, sir, to, by leave, extend the debate on clauses 2, 3 and 4, and I'd ask you to consider that.
That I've had, as I've repeated to the House, is that we now need to go through the vote separately on clauses 2, 3 and 4 without further debate, because that has been put.
And I wish to emphasise, I'm certainly not challenging your ruling, I'm simply making the point
Tim
that
McIndoe.
At the start of this particular debate, I sought leave, and it was agreed to by the whole House, for the debate to be taken as one question, but for the votes to be taken separately. Therefore, I believe it's now appropriate for you to take the vote on each clause separately, because that was the resolution of the committee.
I will be taking the vote separately, but I will be moving from clauses between the votes clauses 2, 3 and 4 without further debate. So the question is that clause 2 stand part. All of those of that opinion will say aye.
Aye.
Those against, no. Clause 2 will stand part. Members, the question now is that clause 3 stand part. All of that opinion will say aye. Those against will say no. Clause 3 will stand part. Members, the question is that clause 4 stand part. All of that opinion will say aye. Those against, no. Clause 4 will stand part. Members, I will report this bill without amendment presently.